Well, I hope you'll support Volunteers of America of Florida and the Florida Dream Center as they come together and become one ministry, just expanding their resources and footprint here in our Central Florida area. Amazing, amazing what God is doing. Well, we have another really great ministry to highlight in. If you've been a longtime watcher of Bay Focus, you may be familiar with them, but they could be brand new to some of you, and they're called Bikes for Christ. And we have with us to talk about this wonderful ministry is Pat Simmons, who is the founder. Directly across from me, welcome back, Pat. I know you've been with us periodically over the years, and you brought with you your Pinellas County representative for Bikes for Christ, Corky Stern. Welcome back, Corky, and I just love saying that name. Yeah. I'll just keep saying Corky throughout the show. I may call you Corky, Pat, okay? All right, I just love that name. But anyways, before we do that, Pat, I know we have viewers that just maybe not know what Bikes for Christ is. Tell us what you do.
So what we do is we provide transportation to organizations that work directly with people in need. As far as those individuals go, it can be people that are just trying to get their life back on track. A lot of veterans that are trying to overcome what's been holding them back. And there's also a lot of schools that work directly with us to provide for children that need bicycles for school, extracurricular activities and such. And then along with every bike we send out, we also send a plan of salvation because we want that person to come to know Christ if they don't already.
I love that part of it. Well, you know, this is the 10-year anniversary. It's just amazing to me that you've been doing this for 10 years. We've had you on from some of the early years, how God has continued to expand and grow this ministry. So you do this, but why did you start that? This is something that you didn't just wake up one day and say, you know, I think I'm going to provide bikes. There was an actual process that God led you.
Yeah, this is not where I saw myself
yes.
So I took a mission trip in 2015 to Nicaragua that changed my life. I saw real poverty, and it changed my heart. I wanted to come back to where I was born and raised, being a native of this area, and make a difference in my community. And at first I didn't know what that was. So I got involved with other ministries that did feedings and clothings. And finally God speaks to me and says, you can help these people with transportation. And I was able to combine my love of cycling with something that had purpose and add that gospel element in there as well.
Well, I think you just said like a thing that's kind of cool, my love of cycling. So it's almost like, you know, God built on that.
Correct.
And that was already something that you loved. But, you know, I think I'm always amazed to see the need that's there, that, you know, people can't do cars. They can't, you know, they don't have the resources, and how bikes are such a lifesaver. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit more in just a moment. But Corky, and we're going to show some pictures on you giving some bikes. But Corky, tell us what you do with Bikes for Christ and what it means to you.
Yeah, so I'm not directly involved with the bike distribution, but I am the representative in Pinellas County for anything that's going on. Different events that we do, we set up a booth to promote the ministry, and we'll be one booth of many there, and most of those booths are selling items, but we don't sell anything. We have things on the table that we give away, and whatever we can do to attract people to the booth so that we can promote the ministry and what we do, because the more people that know about it, the more people will be able to help us, or the more people that will be able to be exposed to the services that we provide.
Yeah, no, that's a huge thing that you're doing. You're out there.
Yeah.
And you work with a few chambers too, right?
I work with 2 chambers of commerce in Pinellas County, and I'll go to as many meetings as I can. Just whatever we can do to promote the ministry, to just expand the vision of what we're doing.
Well, this is a time that this is a good point to say this. You've won some awards, and we're going to show some pictures now, and then we're going to talk about award. But you recently received the award, and you've received awards over the years, but Bikes for Christ got the Valrico Fishhawk Chamber of Commerce Nonprofit of the Year Award. And we're going to show pictures of that in a moment, but tell us what we're seeing here.
Right there, that's with me, and that's Bob Featherland, who leads a organization called Billion Dot Global, whose goal is to reach 1 billion people for Christ by this year, 2026. That's a recipient, more recipients of bicycles there through the organizations that we work with. I can't tell you exactly which organizations they are, but
that's the proof right there.
This one's great right there because he's holding up a sign that says, thank you. And that's a student right there receiving a bicycle. And that was an award that we were granted last year, accepting that. And then we were a finalist for Nonprofit of the Year with the Riverview Chamber of Commerce in that picture last year. And then that was us winning with the one of the 100 women chapters last year as well. And this was crazy. This was an event that we helped co-host with other nonprofits for back to school, and we were
Look at that.
We were raffling off 8 bicycles, so we had all the attention of people trying to see if they'd want a bicycle for their kid.
Yeah.
Which is just a beautiful thing to be able to allow them to go back to school.
All right, tell us about this.
And then this is the just last Thursday, us winning the Nonprofit of the Year with the Valrico Fish Hawk Chamber.
That is that's really an important acknowledgement of what you guys do, because like you talk about, you're making the effort, Corky, to go to these chambers, get the word out so you can get the support of the business. You have a number of partners, right? And that list has grown.
We're closing in on 200.
That's just unbelievable. And what you do, and I think you may have touched on this already, but you provide the bikes and they distribute, correct?
Correct. We provide for them, for their clients. They place the orders ahead of time. And then they give the bicycle to the person.
And they're screening the people too.
Correct. Because there's only so many bicycles, so we want the most deserving individuals to get those bicycles. And these are 2 of our partners that you just had sitting up there that we work with.
Right. Okay. So tell us. I also want to mention that, and then we don't have time to get to a lot of this, but Pat also goes into other countries. Just like you said, missions trips, you go into other ones and you help there as well. So you have a real world missions minded. But describe for us so our viewers can know who needs a bike. To paint some pictures of people that are using them, what their story is.
Well, say it's a person, it could be, and this is taken from a real story, but a person that just got released from prison and now is trying to completely start their life over again. And they have nothing. And that bicycle is going to allow them to get a job, be able to get to that job, be able to get to the grocery store and put food on their table. That's the type of person we want to help. We want to help the type of person that is really trying to overcome whatever's been holding them back. And a lot of that is also the ALICE population, which is asset limited, income constrained, yet employed. We want to help those people because those people are really working hard and they deserve some extra help.
When Corky, I'm going to ask you this, you're out there in your meeting, you're shaking hands, you're putting booths up, you're talking to going to the chamber. What has been the reaction of some of the people you're helping to get the word out on and connect with businesses? And, do they see the need?
Yes, they do. And even when we set up at these events that we do, people will approach the table that have not even heard about us yet. But when I explain the mission to them, then they get really interested in it. And so we have information there that we can give them. And then with the businesses, we have people that will say, hey, I know somebody that has bikes that they need to get rid of, or you might have a speaking opportunity. And so we welcome all those, whatever we can do to, just get the word out.
Yeah, and that's also what we're doing here today at Bay Focus. We want to get the word out and people to connect. So how can our viewers help you? What would be some of your greatest needs?
Greatest needs for any nonprofit, of course, is funding to keep us, program services running the way they're supposed to. Of course, bicycle donations, because that's what we are. We're Bikes for Christ, so we need those bicycle donations. We always need volunteers. We need more people to do these events and to be chamber representatives and to help us out in our mission field. So those are some of the most critical ways. They can deliver bikes for us. They can come work on bikes if they want to work on bikes.
I was going to ask you that. Do they have to be brand new bikes?
No. Most of the bikes are used, but we would like rideable or as close to rideable as possible. That way we can turn them around quicker and get them out.
Yeah. So you do have a you have your own facility where you're working and working on them. All right, are you getting, and I want to close on this note so we can share on this a little bit. What's been the response? You share the gospel with recipients. You give them material. What has been the response on that? Are you seeing people come to the Lord through this?
Being that we're not directly giving it to them, I mean, it's more or less that we're planting the seeds.
Planting the seed,
because,
yeah.
again, with every bike that goes out, we're sending a plan of salvation along with it. So all we can really do is plant those seeds. Now, in some circumstances, rare circumstances, we do actually get to meet the person receiving the bicycle. And that way we can go over and we can say, look, here's the bike, but in this bag right here, we've got lights from DOT. They're going to make you nighttime compliant. Be careful out there. But here's the plan of salvation. And I want you to read this and take it to heart.
Well, each one of them are knowing they're getting it from a ministry. And they get that plan of salvation. And just the name alone.
Yeah, so even when I'm doing events, I'll have things on the table that promote Christ, and I'll have the opportunity, as I'm with people more, that I'll have the opportunity to share the gospel, sometimes pray with people, and to just, I had a Muslim lady sit at my table one time, and I was able to share the gospel with her.
Oh, that's wonderful. Let's end on that night. That's great. Because this is, there are so many different ways, creative ways that God gets the gospel out and makes paths. Thank you both for coming on the show today. And on the screen, you're going to see how you can contact Bikes for Christ. And we will be right back with more of Bay Focus. Stay tuned. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in today to Bay Focus. We've given you 2 opportunities again to get involved with local ministries. We just finished talking with the team from Bikes for Christ. And then earlier in the show, Volunteers of America of Florida and the Florida Dream Center are combining their resources and becoming one ministry. This is just the coolest thing. I love it that we got to announce that today on Bay Focus. So I also want to hear from you. You're going to see on the screen how you can contact me. Let us know about different ministries, community organizations, stories to tell here on Bay Focus. I want to hear from you. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next week. May God richly bless you.